Okay, the Russell Wilson-Sean Payton relationship, we got turbulence, and it's not in the air. Clearly, the coaching's better. How do I know? Because on scripted plays, they scored more points yesterday than they did all last year. Okay, and they just added one rookie receiver. That's not the issue. On scripted first-half plays, you can see it. The Broncos are plus 10 point differential. That's top 7 in the NFL. Russell Wilson on scripted plays is completing 85% of his throws, 4 touchdowns, no picks, and a passer rating among the league's best. Scripted plays. But in the second half, that's where great quarterbacks thrive. The Mahomes, the Bradys, the Mannings. Formerly Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. You have to make a play. It's off script. There's adjustments by the opposing defense. And he falls off a cliff in the second half. 56% completion percentage, 1 touchdown in 2 games, and it's a Hail Mary in a passer rating in the 60s. We know they're better coached. You can see the scripted plays. We know they can take leads. We know they can score. That's not the issue. Scored more points yesterday than they did all last season. That's not the issue. The issue is you pay these quarterbacks $40 and $50 million a year for the second half. A lot of guys are good in the first. Kirk Cousins on a 1 o'clock window in the first half is great. Second half, last 6 minutes, 1 drive, got to make it count. Over and over and over. Take out the Hail Mary pass, which is all luck. What did he do? Now, I'm not saying Denver's defense was great. Too many mistakes, been disappointing. But there's only so much Sean Payton can do. Russell's studying. He's coachable. He's following the script. But to be great, to get the big money, it's the second half. At home, as a favorite. And this is what's so disturbing and bizarre. Go back to Russell Wilson in Seattle just a couple of years ago. He was a magician in the fourth. He had a year in Seattle. I think it was 2017. Look it up. His fourth quarter numbers, 19 touchdowns and 1 pick. He was a magician. It was fourth quarter Russ. He was a playmaker. He was smarter than everybody. He was more efficient. He was more elusive. There's no mojo. It's gone. Once he's off script, it's trouble. And again, it's great to be good on script. Joe Montana was great on Bill Walsh's script. I'm not saying script doesn't matter. The Patriots for years with Brady and Josh McDaniels took leads in games. Being great on the script is one thing. To make $40, $50 million a year, that's the second half. That's Mahomes yesterday. Running around making stuff happen. That's what great quarterback play is. And I don't want to hear about lack of weapons. Cortland Sutton's an excellent receiver. Jerry Jeudy's got talent. Marvin Mims, that rookie they picked up, what a day for him. I like the backs, Javonte Williams, Samaje Perine, more than capable running backs. The O-line, they spent money on it. It was upgraded. Don't tell me there's not weapons. You're at home against Sam Howell. And again, the defense made a couple of bonehead mistakes. I'm not saying they're perfect. But you paid Russell Wilson. You moved him over. You gave up all that draft capital. You gave it up so that he would elevate others, not need to be elevated. There were big chunks of that game where Sam Howell played with more juice than Russell Wilson. Sam Howell. So it's like you can blame everybody you want to blame. But when we looked at the schedule, these were W's, right? 2 home games, Denver, September. These were W's. And you know the coaching's better. You can see it in the scripted plays. I mean, Russell in the first half, 85% completion percentage up and down the field. The big money, though, goes to the second half, the playmakers. That was Russell in Seattle in 2017, 2018. What happened? I don't know. Emotional, confidence, physical, never had a major surgery. I don't have the answers. But Sean Payton's losing patience very, very quickly. All right, so the Dallas Cowboys defense is a real thing. It's just going to overwhelm a lot of opposing quarterbacks. The Daniel Jones, I mean, he just doesn't have a chance. Zach Wilson, Josh Dobbs, Sam Howell, Mac Jones, who doesn't have a primary receiver. They're going to get knocked out. They're going to get suffocated. They don't stand a chance. If you have an average offensive line and you're an average quarterback like Zach Wilson or Daniel Jones, it's an avalanche. This defense is so good. They're hyper-aggressive, too, which is on the back end, they're hyper-aggressive, so you can occasionally burn them, but 3 picks for Zach Wilson. I always call this the Mike Tyson quality, where Mike Tyson just knocked out bad fighters fast. Nobody, not Ali, not Frazier, you can go Lennox Lewis, nobody intimidated and knocked out bad fighters more quickly, more abruptly, more succinctly than Mike Tyson. But you couldn't judge Tyson's career just on that. That was a component to it. When he fought an Evander Holyfield, who was more patient, who was more experienced, who could take a punch. When he fought a Lennox Lewis, intelligent fighter, stayed away. That's where Mike Tyson struggled. Dallas is going to roll. Go look at their schedule. Roll most of these teams with the defense. There's 6 games I care about. At San Francisco, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts twice, at Buffalo, and at Miami. Judge them on these games. Those are talented boxers who can punch back. Okay, what's going to happen when they don't jump out to a lead, when they have to play from behind, when the other quarterback can escape the pressure and make plays? Because last year, Dallas was the same thing. Remember that 3-week stretch last year where they won a game 40-3 and 54-19? They did this last year. But yet they lost to Brady and Trevor Lawrence and Jalen Hurts and Aaron Rodgers, and only beat Joe Burrow as a good quarterback, but he wasn't physically right then. This is what Dallas was last year. Tyson always, to the end, knocked out tomato cans. Zach Wilson and that O-line, come on. It's not a playoff team. That could end up being a fourth-place team. That's not a team that's going to get in Dallas's way. But what happens when the game is tight and it's Josh Allen or Tua or Jalen Hurts or Justin Herbert or the Niners and you can't just drop 30? Coaching matters. Situational football matters. Patience matters. Can you play from behind matters. Dallas is just going to knock out about 10 or 11 teams on this schedule early. Yesterday is a prime example. Next couple of weeks, Mac Jones, who doesn't have a number 1 receiver, and Josh Dobbs, that's not going to be close. But last year, 4 of the top 5 quarterbacks they faced, Burrow, not healthy, was the only win. They lost to. But this defense, it is, you start looking at San Francisco. You start looking at Dallas. Those defenses, you could throw 12 times. Maybe you could throw 8. That defense is just going to win the game. It's going to be field position, turnovers, interceptions, forced fumbles. That's what this defense is going to do. It's all about the defense. The defense is leading the way on this team. You can watch certain things on TV. You can see certain things in football jump out, right? Like really good coaching or a really good pass rush or a really good quarterback or a really fast Tyreek Hill wide receiver. Anybody can see it. You don't need game 22 film. Okay, Dallas's defense is just an avalanche coming downhill, hyper-aggressive, really fast. And if you don't have decent protection and you don't have a star quarterback and you don't have a way to slow them down and burn them over the top, they're going to have a lot of games that look like this. But they had games that looked like this last year. They had a 3-game stretch where they just annihilated teams. I can't take a ton from yesterday other than they're going to have about 8 games look like this. It's just the way it's going to be. I know that was disappointing for you. I don't know if Aaron could have won against that defense, but it would have been more competitive. But in the end, Zach, Justin Fields, there's some of these young guys, it just looks hard. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.